welcome back. This is video 4 of translating Beach Chair lyrics by Jay-Z and Chris Martin. Chris Martin is the Coldplay dude. I think he is the man. Anyways, we're on verse 3 and this is the last and final video of this translation. This is one of my favorite songs right now. It's really cool, so thank you for tuning in. There's no need to watch these videos in order, so if you're just tuning in, that you can catch up later. Alright, let's do this. Life is but a dream, can't mimic my life. I'm the thinnest cut slice in a cut. The winner's cup. I mean, I don't know. Like, life is but a dream, can't mimic my life. You obviously can't. We all are individual on this level. On this like physical plane, we all have different experiences. Now we all have different talents, we all have different backgrounds, we have different genetics. So we have all of these things that make us really different on this physical plane. There's not one other person that's exactly like you, not even your twin. We're all formed by genetics and nature and nurture, so that's environment and family and all of these things. And since everybody's family and friends are also individuals, there's no way that you can have the same experience as anybody else in this world. So that's why you can't mimic Jay-Z's life. Because he's Jay-Z and you are you. And I'm me. And we may have similarities. There may be things that group us together, astrology, or our origins, or where we're from, where we were born, and like what kind of family we had, or maybe like what kind of sport we're interested in. But the way that we perceive those things is all different. Well, winter's rough enough to interrupt life. That's why I'm both saint and sinner. Nice. Winter doesn't necessarily mean like literally winter, but winter is like the dark night of the soul, or winter is a season of who we are. It's a cycle, and so that he's using it as a metaphor. Rough enough to interrupt life, because it could be depressing, or winter could look like depression, it could look like processing, it could look like a really rough time, it could look like the tsunami on the beach, it could look like the hurricane, it could look like the thing that really comes and messes stuff up. It's enough to interrupt life. It's enough to like kick us on our asses. It's not enough to kill us though. And that's why he's both saint and sinner. This is Jay every day, no compromise. He doesn't compromise who he is. He knows who he is, and he doesn't compromise. Now, it takes a lot to find out who we are. It takes a lot to find out what our actual values are. And sometimes people in our lives make it easy for us, and sometimes they make it really difficult. For example, my family, each person has their own values, and I was swayed by all of theirs, and that kind of happens in family sometimes. And then as you grow up, you start to realize what your actual core values are and what you will or will not compromise on. And so, no compass comes with this life, just eyes. So to map it out for you, just look inside. No compass comes with this life. We come to this life to forget who we are. Some people say that death is when we're born, because it's the moment that we forget where we come from, a life where we come from, where there's happiness and joy and bliss, and then we come to this physical world and there's difficulties, there's struggles, there's winters, there's hurricanes, there's tsunamis, there's death, there's all of these things that kind of shape who we are. And we only have our eyes. And not only do we have our eyes, we have the inside of our eye, which is how we connect to spirit. That's how like our guides and God and the soul and everything talks to us, is through that inner landscape. People call it the third eye. So that's when he goes, so we have eyes that we can see stuff, but sometimes our eyes deceive us because we tend to put a lot of emphasis on the physical stuff that we can see. We tend to attach ourselves to them. And plus, when we get to Earth, we're like, all we have to go by is what we see, even though there's so much more going on around us. So to map it up, you must look inside. So look into your third eye, look into your heart, and ask yourself. Nobody else can figure out for you. Only you can. So sure, books can guide you, but your heart defines you. Chica, the corazon. Chica, the corazon is what brought us home. Great shape like Heidi Klum, mighty gone. I am on permanent vacay. Life is but a beach chair. Songs like a Hallmark card until you reach here. I think this is all pretty self-explanatory. You can be guided by things outside of you, but the only thing that you can really trust is what's inside of you. Whatever is outside is within as well. That's how the universe works. So above, then below. But because our eyes can deceive us, we need to really heighten our senses in other areas of life. We need to become more in touch with our feelings. That's where the heart is. We need to become more in touch with our bodies, what it feels like, good or bad. We need to learn discernment. The cortisone is what brought us home. So people say that there's this thing called heart math and like heart science and some other things where basically everything comes from the heart in this world. Everybody thinks the brain is like the number one, and we've put so much emphasis on what the brain can do, but our heart center is where it's at. So that's what brings us home. Grape shape like Heidi Klum, mighty gone. I am on permanent vacay. Basically, like, you know, he's stating again, the physical is just a shell. It will be gone. Don't worry too much about this thing that you have here. It's a vehicle for you. It's nothing else. You're so much more than your physical. It's going to be gone. So don't try to put too much emphasis on what it is here in your physical body. So till she's here and she's declared the air, I will prepare. A blueprint for you to print, a map for you to get back, a guide for your eyes so you won't lose sin. The heir to his throne, the heir to his Carol's daughter, the heir to all of his stuff. He prepares a blueprint for you to print, a map for you to get back. He's preparing this map, and I also don't think it's just for her. I think it may be for him as well. It's a blueprint so he can find it if he ever comes back to Earth. It's something that he's leaving his mark on Earth, so it will help his daughter and his children, but also it'll help him when he reincarnates here on Earth, if he chooses to. I make it stink for you, think I ink these verses full of prose so you won't get conned out of 2 cent. I'm not really sure about this one, but I'm going to take a wild guess here. And basically a guide for your eyes, so a guide on this physical plane. He's leaving like actual hard copies of things, so the eyes that we're so attached to can have their road map to get back. So you won't lose scent, relating it to like an animal or a dog that like hunts. I make it stink for you. Think I ink these verses, I write these verses full of prose. Like prose are obviously I don't know what it's called, like logical way of saying something, so you won't get conned out of 2 cent. My last will and testament, I leave my heir, my share of Rockefeller records, and a shiny new beach chair. I don't know, won't get conned out of 2 cent. I don't really know what he means by that. My last will and testament, I leave my heir, my share of Rockefeller records, that's his record company, and again, a shiny new beach chair, that's his metaphor for this blueprint, for this map, for this perspective that he leaves her. He's leaving her not just stuff in the physical realm. He's not just leaving things for her eyes. He's leaving her a drop of energy. It's called a perspective. Most of what we get from our parents isn't physical stuff. It's their beliefs, it's their mindset, it's their religion, it's their perspective. So here he is, he's leaving her this perspective. He calls it beach chair, which is another word for saying, I'm leaving you this view, this observation deck, this perspective on how to, being above like the beach, watching the beach from like your little beach chair, your little perch, and life is a beach. So that's it. Anyways, guys, I hope you like this. I know it is a little bit different than most things. I do intend to translate more lyrics just because I think they're really interesting, and it kind of goes well with all of like the spirituality and stuff that I study just out of curiosity. because I think it's interesting. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check those other videos, and hopefully we'll have more lyrics playlist for you, Decoded. Don't forget to check out our podcast, Posh Incredible Transformations. It's on iTunes. And check out the website so you know where we are and what events are going on around the world. Next week I'm hosting a party in San Diego, also in Los Angeles, and my next one is going to be in February, and that will be in Melbourne, Australia. So if you guys are around, then figure out how to get on our mailing list. So just go to the website and we'll keep you posted. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon.
I got my swagger back. Mama, they said I killed the man. Well, I guess I got the dagger back.